Alright, let's see how things go. We have our YouTube going. What about Twitch? What about Twitch? Do we have Twitch going on? Probably. There you go. Twitch is doing just fine. I gotta click.
Exactly. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Where are we?
Yep, you're right.
Can we play banker next time?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
There you go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, we are doing the Archon quest.
I think the hyper-emotional element.
We are supposed to go to the opera.
Selena hasn't changed, right?
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world! We've been looking forward to it!
Okay, gotta turn on the auto thingy.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house.
Oh.
Wait just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets.
Oh, Izumi! Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. How you
The Opera
doing?
House has a
How's your
assigned
day
seating,
been
so you
doing?
always have to make reservations.
Haven't talked with you
I've already reserved your
for a
seats,
few
and
bits.
here are your tickets.
You doing alright? Your health alright?
Front row seats. Thanks, Lenny.
Which act is this?
Don't
First
mention
act.
it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny, could you come over here and take a look at this?
I
Yeah,
just
better than
started.
before.
I'll be right there.
I'm
Seems there's
glad
an
to see
issue
the
with the
hear
stage
that.
props over there.
Okay,
That's
I'm
Cal, my
gonna
assistant calling me. I'll go lend him a
stop
hand.
the whole text to speech thing so that doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lenny.
Oh, really? Okay. Now you have me intrigued. That's me, not you. Oh,
These should be our seats. Come
Is
on, let's sit down.
isn't that Novelette? That's Novelette.
Uh, uh. Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kinda... you little...
Bro, I'm not animatronics.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry.
But
I
yeah,
would be perfectly
walaikum
happy to chat
assalam,
with you if that's
legend.
what
How
you'd
you
like.
doing? Thanks for tuning in. How you
You heard all that,
doing?
did ya?
How's your
Boy,
Forza season going?
thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk. But what should we talk about? Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then?
Wait.
Oh, this is getting more awkward by the
Oh yeah, Forza
Paimon
Forza
nearly forgot to make her
stops,
introduction.
isn't it?
Nice
There,
to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just
there
arrived
isn't
in
gonna be any
Fontaine.
more like Forza anymore. Yo, thank you
It
for
is an
the
honor to
emote
meet you two.
confetti.
I have heard of your deeds across
And
Japan,
I'm glad that you
and as
come by to
required by
the
proper
quiz
etiquette,
chat.
I will also introduce
It
myself.
helps me a lot. I
I
wanna
am-
get affiliated
Oh,
on
Monsieur
Twitch
Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to
so
see
that
my
I
show.
can make the stream more
Mr. Linney,
interactive for
I should
people.
say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervilette? Could he be...
The mayor, the justiciar.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is.
Well,
Allow me
I
to
wasted
introduce you to
so
Fontaine's
much
Chief
Primogem
Justice.
trying to get
That seat
Nivelet.
is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here
Nah.
in Fontaine.
Whoa!
I don't know. I don't think so.
Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important...
Yo, Ralphie!
No offense taken.
Hey, I
Being Chief
saw
Justice is
you
merely what I do for
sneaking in.
work.
I
Nearly
saw
every
you
person has
sneaking
their
in.
usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And
I
by the
saw you
way,
sneaking
I should
in.
probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon.
Wait, what? Legend, did
Smudge
you
says
try
that
to like collaborate?
no idea,
I have
they
no
just
idea
walked
how
into her
that thing happens.
Very good.
I
That
gotta
is for the
find it
best.
out.
No need to pay her any more
Oh,
attention.
okay,
We will
what
now
if I
enjoy the
accept?
show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon
Okay,
as
I
the
just
audience has made
accepted
their
your
way to their seats.
collaboration, but I have no idea
The
how
show's
things will
finally about
turn
to
out.
start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real
Ah.
live magic show before!
I just accepted.
Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
I accepted, but I have no idea what's going on. I don't think I'll accept.
Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome,
Yeah,
one and all,
I
to
have
the
no
Opera
idea how-
Epicles. I am
I don't
the
know,
star
man, I
of
don't know.
today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
We gotta find out how that works, I guess.
Hello, everyone.
She's so
I
low
know she may
energy.
seem to be a
She's
little
like
sleepy
me.
right now,
Yeah,
but that's just
yeah.
a sign that
Her
she's nervous.
whole
Whatever.
tone is like me. Her whole
Now,
tone is
some
just
of you may
like
be
me.
thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations.
I have no
I know you
idea.
might
It
miss
all
her,
depends
but
how
don't worry,
things go.
She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Thank you for the 2 likes, everybody.
A magician's greatest skill is making
really
things
appreciate
disappear
that.
or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Oh, you'd like to join on what? Right, like I said, some like some like yeah, I didn't
What
like
you
my
came
stream
for.
yet.
These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary. Don't
You
you
know
think?
what? I should do that.
This one's a little tricky.
I'm kind of like too stuck looking at the.
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Yeah, it's. Yes, I'm streaming on Twitch simultaneous.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
There you go, I just like my own stream.
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
I like how our character.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
Oh,
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box.
he's probably
Now,
gonna
please,
call on us.
Everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector.
No, there is
It
no
selects
way.
numbers entirely at random. Even I
It's
don't know
gonna
who
be
will be chosen
us.
to
It's
participate.
gonna be us.
Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations!
Wait, it
you now
wasn't
have the chance
us?
to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come
It's
forward.
not us.
My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
Now that is a surprise. That
I'm sorry, it might be a
huge
little
surprise.
cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh,
He
Paimon
just
really
said
wants
that
to
we
after you
can
didn't say
count
that.
quickly. But he did then said we shouldn't like count too quickly. He's
No,
contradicting
that
himself,
won't
but
do.
okay.
I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
Okay.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine, I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
Not right now, man.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25, 24, 23!
They just skip like
What's wrong, Mr. Linney?
30
I can still hear you
seconds.
moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19, 18, 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
okay. Oh, cutscene time.
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7,
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5, 4, 3,
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
And oh, that's not good.
What happened?
Wait, so two people died? We just witnessed two people died.
Is this part of the show?
No, it's not.
Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show.
Yo, Dark Souls, how you
Still
doing?
in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
She's just puffing up air.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
It's just 4 hours, 4 years of content, you know? 4 years of content. Of course, it's gonna be a long time.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased
Wait,
is one
copy
of
of
your
it?
assistants,
What do you mean?
is he not? Now that I think about it, that
There's
whole
one
speech
Genshin
about
Impact,
magicians
right? Are you
making
talking about
things
like
disappear
other
was
Genshin
nothing
Impact
more
copy
than a
games like
provocation
Wuthering Wave,
of all the face challenge.
Tower of
That can't be
God
right.
or something? I don't know.
How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a
I
magic show.
started Barefoot
Lady
Jan. I
Farina
didn't get
said
to
it
finish
all.
it. But I forgot the name of Pipa.
Of course, my
I
dear people.
wanted to.
But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right.
I
mean
DM
you,
tried to
traveler.
DM you,
You'll
but
support Linny, won't you?
I
After all,
didn't get
he
to,
was the one who
like-
helped you the
I
first
forgot the
time we
name.
met.
so I tried to find out the name, but I wasn't able to.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Oh,
But with
Oh,
Linny's
what's going
help,
on?
our little duel ended in a draw. But draws
Izumi!
boring,
Welcome to
outcome.
the Twitch chat.
No
Thank you
draws.
very much for
Between the two
coming
of us, there
over
must be a
on the
clear
Twitch
winner
side.
and a loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting
I really
showdown
appreciate
and
this,
decide
okay?
the
I
true
really
victor
appreciate
than
that you
here,
guys are
on the
coming on
grandest
Twitch
of
and
stages,
watching on Twitch
the
because
Opera Epiclese.
I'm trying my best to
Wasn't a
like.
draw. She obviously lost last time.
get affiliated
I
on Twitch.
understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment,
Lol.
are
I'm
you
sorry,
willing to act
I'm
as Mr.
sorry.
Linney's
It's
attorney
just
and
that
defend him
I'm
in this
trying
case?
to
Very well. The trial will be
get
held a day from
discovered
now in
as
the
much
Opera
as I
House.
can, so
Both
I'm
sides may
trying
investigate the
whatever
scene to build their
everybody
cases in
else is
search for the
doing.
truth.
So it is what it is, you know.
Linney and his troop are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Why Farina trying to? There's nothing I can do about that. I used to like do.
Sorry about everything that happened just now.
Yeah,
Frightened?
Of course.
I tried to
Who wouldn't be
like.
scared after witnessing an accident like
The
that?
thing is, it would be actually
Yeah,
easier for
I'm a little
me if
shaken
I
up
do
myself.
like do the same format
How could
stream,
this happen?
same
And
format
poor
stream
Cal.
in
I know you already
like.
claimed that you would
Twitch
defend me,
and YouTube
but now
too.
it's just us talking.
But the problem was
Tell me,
I wasn't getting any
do you think you could
traction on
possibly be the
YouTube
murderer?
at all. Nobody was coming by and watching the stream. So I had to switch to the whole, like I tried to do the whole shorts thing.
I understand.
There you go.
Even
you guys
I'm
are
not sure what
here
happened,
because
so I can
you
only
guys
imagine how
found
difficult it
the
is for
short
you to
thing.
grasp the
Except
situation.
for Dark Souls.
I'm sure
though.
everyone sees me as the
Izumi,
biggest
I
suspect
think-
at this point.
Yeah.
But
Izumi,
if you
you're
ask me, the
from
whole
like
thing
you
is
found me
mysteries
from the
layered
short
upon mysteries, such that all that's left
short
is confusion. I don't know whether what happened here on the
algorithm,
stage
right?
was purely
So,
an accident or
no.
not. And
I'm
I
just
don't know
trying
why
what
poor
I
Cal was
can.
in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
It's very, it
Which
is
is
very
precisely
slow.
why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Oh, Paimon just put on the glasses and on mustache.
I bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now.
YouTube algorithm
back
at
to my
its
normal
best,
self.
I guess.
But
Well,
with the guards
I,
watching
for
our every
one,
move,
am
it's
very.
going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence.
Well,
Good thing you agreed to be our
I'm
attorneys.
just glad that you
Thanks for that.
stick
We'll be
around
talking.
and sub to my channel,
Yes,
and
thank you so
we are
much.
talking. I'm very glad. Won't let you down.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
So this is going to be
Look, while the investigation teams are still here, Detective
okay.
Paimon is on the case.
Sumeru felt like a time traveling heist mission, and this is going to be a detective mission,
Hello,
it seems.
officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Yeah.
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
One day.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Hey Izumi, do you like read? Wait, I think you do read mangas. I think you read Solo Leveling, right? Oh, we got Batman mode. We got Batman mode. Get a hold.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us, too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down. So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa! Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Paimon should write all this down! Let's take notes! Hello there! What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately.
Oh, this is the whole
Which made her
case.
decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her, and we have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Bro, why are you calling me Pookie?
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to
I
see the
didn't know
missing
that
girl,
you
please be sure to
swing that
contact
way,
us.
swung that way. But I
It's
don't.
of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
I'm trying to be a detective here. Okay, we got that. Got those. Oh. Now what you talking about?
I see
What
that
are
you're
you trying to make
investigating the
work?
area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
All right.
I don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I
But
see
that
it,
would be really
it all started with
convenient.
that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yep.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice, Lynette perhaps, jumping atop the water tank or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Okay. Well, we are playing detective, you know.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
If only what? What do you mean, if only? Oh, yes, if only. Reg Grazers. Yo, Lochagos, how you doing? If only, if only. You installed Genshin Impact, didn't you? Did you uninstall it? Did you uninstall it?
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Oh?
You mean us?
Not
That's
installed
right.
yet.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, don't uninstall it
among
yet.
those who
They're
wish
gonna
to
give her like a
cut down the
5-star
thorns
character.
And pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing
I
protection
think-
to solving conundrums, you
Well,
name it.
you can choose.
Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Like, let's see, 15 days,
you
maybe
play by
10
our
days
rules,
later,
call it
there's gonna be an anniversary update happening, and they're gonna
I'm
give
Sir,
away a lot
her
of
attendant.
stuff.
Pleased to meet you.
So,
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
you can,
Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation
count
president.
on that.
Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
Okay.
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too.
She has a nice playstyle. the character that we're talking about, she has umbrella that
How did you
can
come to that
be like
conclusion?
her power is she uses that umbrella as
Intuition, naturally.
a shotgun.
My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Okay.
Did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
No.
And why would that be?
It is doing so make it easy for the truth to fall into places. Sometimes serious, like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
What did you
No
do?
matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations
Okay, I got
may
banned
be,
for
the trials
calling
they go
raid.
on stage
Wait,
here
what?
must be based, in fact.
Why? Why would that
boss,
happen?
All right, that's
Wait, is
quite
it over
enough, Malus.
here?
Anyway,
Did like any of the automated bot get you something? I don't see any automated
in which our joint investigation shall commence.
action being taken against you. What's going on?
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
Well, Discord raid is actually a bad thing. So, I don't know.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
Raid is
You're
when...
quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
What is a Discord raid?
What do
Tell
you
me.
think? You seem
What
like
do you
you've
guys
got
think
something
of
on
a
your mind.
Discord raid?
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Well, I understand raid as something different, so that's what I am like. Why I'm saying that may be bad. So I want to know what you think about raid. Like, okay. So the problem with Discord. Okay. In my experience, what I saw is that Discord raid when like a lot of people like rushes into a Discord. I didn't think hate message. Guess maybe misunderstanding. I have no idea why hate is gonna be happening, but thank you.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity
I
with
don't
us
want to
first.
ban them.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Dark Souls is in my chat.
After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here.
Yeah,
Not from
Dark
that point
Souls
on.
is in my chat and he's been nice to me. So I don't think he deserves any ban. I don't think he deserves any ban. So I'm not gonna ban
There
him.
was much opportunity.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door,
I
would have
think they
noticed
left.
it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Thank you for trying, Dark Souls. I really appreciate what you did. I think.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this? Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there.
Wait, what happened? Tell me. I wanna know what.
Investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you
What's
mind if you
going
join
on?
as well?
What's going on? Tell me.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most
It's
grateful.
probably a mod.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll
But
be heading below
this is
stage.
something I wanna say. If anybody is like
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
anybody bored here can wait and
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Yeah, the stop playing Genshin Impact part was the thing that they took as hate speech. That isn't hate.
That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
It's how people interpret it. I don't take it as hate.
The back?
I'm gonna play what I want to play.
What's different about
I
it?
do take like request. Like if you really like, if you guys are
Very good
really
indeed. I thought you might
bored
not be
of
able
me
to catch
playing
that,
Genshin
given that you were sitting
Impact,
in the
I
first
can
row.
play a
The back
bit
of this
of
door was patterned.
what you call
Those
it.
patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
If you guys want to, I can play like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Armored Core 6, Warframe, which I really want to play right now. I really wanted to play Warframe today. I don't know. And I can
Exactly.
also play Elden
All
Ring.
right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
But yeah, do tell me. Just tell me what you want. Feel like if I feel like doing.
Passageway under the magic box!
He probably just wanted to tell me, like, warn me, you know? He probably just wanted to
I knew
warn.
you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the
Yeah, it is
This trolley
frustrating.
can
It
raise
is
and lower and
frustrating.
even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Don't worry, Dark Souls. I know for sure that
So that's the
I
purpose
know
of the
from
box
what you
inside
like the
another
messages that you showed me.
Precisely. The inner
Right
box
now,
would
I
descend
know
after the
that you
audience member was put inside and be moved
didn't try
along
to
the
do any
trolley,
hate
all
thing.
while the outer box
So
would remain on stage.
I
as if
know
nothing had
that you
ever
didn't
changed.
try to do any hate thing. You just tried to help me out, and I really appreciate it.
Once the box was
I
lowered,
really
the
appreciate what
trolley
you
would
did
store
try
some
to do
energy
for
through
me.
this device
Thank
here,
you very much.
with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
What are you talking about, legend? What's going on?
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
What do you mean, your fault? What's going on? Now I am confused. Somebody explain. Ah.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
I am curious on what you try.
Let's make
Like,
a note of it first.
which server did you try to send this stuff?
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why
I have
would
no
there be
idea.
water here?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Oh, also,
That can't be.
new game is available on Epic Store for free.
Couldn't have hit the
It's
vase at this
one of the
distance.
game is Gigantic Rampage Edition,
down too
and the other one is Celestial Protocol. Both games are actually nice. Both games, Gigantic is like a PvP MOBA like game, and Celestial Protocol is what you call it? A horror game like Dead Space. So
Oh, these are the
you
clothes
guys
that the lady
might
chosen
wanna.
from the audience was
You know
wearing.
what? I wanna play Dead
Clothes are
Space
here,
too.
But she's nowhere to be found.
I wanna play Dead Space too.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
And did she just change her eyes? Like. Ah, thank you very much, man. It's alright. Thank you. Ooh, I wish. I can't speak Hindi that well, or else I would ask to let me join you guys. It's alright. At first, let me tell you, at first I was thinking like you tried to raid somebody's server, you meaning like you
What is this place?
server means you try to bring a lot of people into a Discord server, like invite, join to the Discord server, which is maybe
someone could fit
bad
through here.
sometimes. I don't know.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps.
Then,
They had to pull another person
after
with
the explanation,
them.
I
Space would
understood
be
that
too
you
narrow.
tried to like
There are no other ways
send my link to servers so that more people would join my channel. And thank you very much. Thank you. You know what? Why? I tried to do that thing where Twitch chats would be coming out on the right side of the screen, but it's not coming. I don't know.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Okay, time to follow the vent.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Shouldn't we follow the vent? Ah.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
It's alright. I watched the first 3 episodes of
Did the criminal escape through
Osan
the vent?
something
They believe
anime.
the odds of that are very
And
low.
watched
since the vent leads to the upper
up
house's
to
basement.
6 episodes
The guards have
of
checked the area carefully.
Wand
No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
I'm sorry, I can't really play
Chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Cyberpunk. My PC can't handle it properly. Hello. Welcome to the stream.
His disappearance.
Let me
and
try
Paul's
to
death.
pronounce that
Both
name.
quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the
Hey yo, Dark Souls, what's going on? Why are you asking Kimberly
This is how the
for
trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice
noodles? What's going on? Do you
hear
guys know
statements from both
each other? I'm doing alright, Kimberly. Just trying to figure out what happened over
That's right.
here in
This is how
this
indemnitium is produced.
investigation.
Statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply,
I don't know, man.
it's as if the oratrice has its
Also,
own
how
thing,
you doing,
and is a judge
Kimberly?
in its own right.
How's the weather over there?
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Isn't he Uncle Roger? Now I am confused on what you
Once
guys are
both
talking
sides have
about.
finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So
I know, Uncle Roger. Fuya.
Paimon thought Novelette called the shots.
Fuya. I know, Uncle.
Difference. Both have always come to the same
No, I don't know
judgment,
about Max the meat
which
guy,
is why
or I
people
don't know
have great
about
faith in the
Nick
Chief
Tigrani.
Justice. Yes.
I know
guards
about the
also
shawarma
asked me
guy,
to
though.
convey
I know
that
about
none
the
of us
shawarma
will be
guy.
allowed to leave this place before the trial.
If it's not tight, it's not right.
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we
Yeah,
hadn't
Shelby
information about
shawarma.
the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't forget the Pepsi.
Paimon thinks they have a point.
Bro, he
That
makes
said, are they providing food?
he like shawarma guy makes
I
the
just hope you don't
best
mind
like
the
spicy
lack of
shawarma I
options.
ever
I'm
seen.
afraid that catering
If I ever
towards Ace is
if I
not
ever
in the
can,
cards,
I
nor is
would love
any
to
guarantee.
try
In that
his
case,
shawarma.
let's just sort out our findings together here.
But I want the
Okay.
spicy
I was hoping to
garlic
take
though.
you to try some of Fontaine's
So,
famous desserts too.
I'll have to like
I mean, what
I don't
better way to
know
properly think
what I
of our
have to
findings
do.
than over some tea
I
and
have to
sweets?
make sure that he doesn't give me the normal shawarma sauce,
Yeah, it suddenly doesn't seem like
garlic
such a bad idea
sauce.
after all. Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Yeah.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Yeah, fresh fries.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must
I'm
be
gonna
prepared to meet the
skip the
demoiselle's
Pepsi
baking
though.
needs whenever the fancy
I'd
strikes.
rather have mango juice.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
I'd rather have mango juice.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get
Also,
to it.
guys,
Tight for a moment. You'll
I
get to
tried
taste my
something
awesome
freaky
snacks soon
yesterday.
enough.
These three
So-
are quite the interesting group.
When I was like, I felt hungry, and it was lunchtime. Yeah, mango ice cream. I love mango ice cream. But yeah, as I'm saying, I was feeling hungry, and it was lunchtime, and I wanted something different. But I wanted something with noodles, but I didn't want to make the traditional noodles. So what I did was I broke egg and cut open the noodles masala, and put it on the egg and battered the egg
And
as much
was
as I
giving
could.
encouraging smiles.
Then I poured I put the noodles on the egg
Getting your fancy dress dirty,
and put a little bit of oil, then mix them together.
Well,
Then
I
I fried the whole
that
thing
fancy
all
ladies can
together.
only read books, sip tea,
I-
ride horses, and play the
I didn't
piano.
boil the noodles.
really enjoy
I
making
didn't
snacks.
I didn't
Don't
fry
underestimate
the
beating
egg
egg whites, by the way.
separately. I just
It's a real
fried the
workout.
noodles
You also
and
need to beat them to just the right consistency,
egg
or your macarons
all
will
together.
burn. Anyway,
It
give these
was
a try. Fresh out of
all
the
right.
oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Didn't I expected it to be a bit more crunchy.
Eating too many sweet
But-
treats might send all that sugar to your head.
It
You
wasn't
wouldn't be able to think
crunchy.
clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is no need
I
for
can cook
concern.
better than
I'm merely
Ramsay.
doing as I should.
I don't
All right,
care
then.
who is.
Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously,
If he
the
tries to
tunnel
do
seems
that,
be
I'll
something
bite his
of
nose
a
off.
secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also
I love
occupied sealed
experimenting with my
confines.
food.
The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Oh, thank you.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble
Is when there's no evidence that the third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Yeah, I love cooking, man. What are you talking
That's
about?
right. And even
Not
if
an
she
idiot.
had tampered with the setup,
I
she
love
would need to
eggs.
understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive.
Just like a fox.
The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
I gotta find a way to not show my
They are my
face, though.
specialty, after all.
I have trouble
And
showing
I
my
see
face.
you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3. Honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
Bro,
All right, we get
I'm
it.
feeling
Well,
eating
I suppose
muffins.
one of us might have gotten too engrossed
I
in
don't
our
have
chat
any.
and eaten them by mistake.
I don't have any
No big
muffin.
deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Oh yeah, he gets so much hate. Paimon gets
Making sure
so
everyone
much
gets 3
hate.
macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing.
Yo,
A
Dark
small task
Souls.
for the spirit of Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go.
Do you
I'll
wish
be back if I
to
find
watch
anything new.
some other games on next Tuesday? Like Elden Ring or Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Gotta get our defense ready for the trial.
Uh,
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case.
the other one
There's no point in worrying
is
about that
Armored
now. We
Core.
just need to prepare.
Maybe Warframe too.
Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Ooh, that's a lot. Ah, okay, okay. GT. Ah, GTA. GTA. How big is GTA though? I gotta download whole GTA. I wanna play GTA. Although I don't really have anything to do GTA. I can just play through the story again. Oh, I can download the old GTA games like GTA Vice City, GTA 3, and GTA San Andreas. I played GTA San Andreas, Vice City a lot. I played GTA San Andreas a lot. No, not San Andreas, Vice City a lot. I completed that game. So I still like it, but I didn't get to complete complete San Andreas and GTA 3. So if you guys would want to see that, I can start playing that. Like 2 days, Saturday, Sunday we play Genshin Impact. Thursday, Tuesday we play GTA, something like that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh yeah, shit. Oh, I get what you're trying to say. Okay, I'll prepare GTA San Andreas on next Tuesday. I'll make sure that we play that game. We just gotta figure out we're gonna play the new one or the old one.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing. Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best
But
of luck
she'll
to
be
you.
talking out of her ass though. Will we be fighting Florent though? I'm interested in that.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Oh?
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Maybe. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh yeah, I sometimes watch his video. I don't watch him.
Well then, ladies and
Yeah.
allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi
Oh,
can
he's
also
coding.
collapse in the blink of an eye.
What is he using?
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash
He's
your alibi.
coding in JavaScript.
Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
I have no idea what he's
And
coding.
Lynette actually
But yeah, I
forgot
watch
the
his
heart?
video from time to time, but not his stream though.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now.
Oh,
Unless your
Pokemon.
script
I saw some of the outrage with, like, some of her.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't
I saw some of the
flabbergasted.
controversy around her. Apparently,
Now comes the infighting
a lot of,
discord,
like,
I
she
suppose. This was
made a
almost too
cookie
easy.
where, like, it's
thing I
the
know
normal
those
price of that
decorations.
cookie is.
Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
I haven't seen live. The only.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
I don't know.
Order! Order! Mr. Lin,
I guess.
allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Okay, so the only. There are few streamers that I watched live. Like, I watched Team the Tatman a bit, like, sometime. I even watched him yesterday trying to play that up game, something like that.
Please answer my
None
question.
of them, none of them. Both of them are crazy.
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I don't want somebody that is crazy. And I'm not the type of guy that smash and goes.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted.
Yeah, both of those women are crazy. Personally, maybe Pokemon is a bit sane than Sniper Wolf, but personally, in my eyes, none of them goes with what I want in my life, and I'm not a guy that smashes and runs away.
In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Amara share karo, karo doon.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization
Yeah, as I was
is very, very
saying,
large,
I watched
and the
him the
Harbingers have
Tatman
very
a
different
bit,
personalities
Z
and
Lane
roles.
a bit because he's
Right now,
really
we
good
need to
at
save people.
Warzone.
As many as
Even
we
though I
can.
don't play Warzone
That's right.
myself,
I'm sure
he's
we're on the
really
same
good at
page when
it.
it comes to this nation and the
I
disaster
used
that its
to.
people might face.
The only reason I used to watch these guys because
I knew if it weren't for our
I used to
respective
love
identities, we
watching
could
Z
become good
Laner.
friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead.
I used to, one day I watched Zelena, Tim the Tatman, and Dr. Disrespect play together, and I thought that that was the most hilarious shit I saw.
Heck, if I were you, I fear that I
Like
even
in
struggle
that
to trust
whole
me at this
year.
point.
So I used to follow all
You
three
met
of
a
them a
Fatusi
lot.
works as a magician,
But
a
then
trickster
the
by
whole
trade.
thing with Dr.
All by
Disrespect came
coincidence,
out
too.
and it was a big
But still,
disappointment.
I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry.
Okay.
Please forgive us.
Who is this Aziland? Let's see.
Well, you both say that, but...
I don't know. I never saw this Aziland character. Wait, no. I think I saw this Aziland character in the Some Ordinary podcast. I think in Some Ordinary Gamer.
Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
Sorry, that's
We've
what
been
I
trying
tried
to
to
find
say.
out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Neither.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
That's a lose-lose
We must
situation.
know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Because what happened, especially if anybody
So,
chooses sniper
there you
role,
have it. The whole
what she did,
I swear, I didn't hide anything
I
from you
still
this time.
can't believe
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of
YouTube
mistrust
still let Sniper Wolf have a channel.
But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave
okay.
because you don't trust the Fatui,
I don't
there's
know.
nothing I can do to stop
I'm
you.
not a big fan of Sniper Wolf.
You
okay?
decide. Paimon will follow your lead
You
wherever
copy
you choose.
praise to betrayed you. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sniper Wolf. I kinda really hate. Okay, hate is a strong word, but I'm gonna use it. I hate Sniper Wolf.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I like real woman. Woman with more bones
I
and
think she
meat
gets what you mean.
and feelings. Bro, I don't know. I feel like she's.
Both parties have returned to their
It is
positions.
understandable.
Let us continue the trial.
You're young, but
When last we left off,
as
Mr.
Dark
Linney
Souls
acknowledged the
said,
new evidence presented by Lady Farina as
you
fact.
should increase your
Therefore, Lady
standards
Farina may continue
because
stating her reconstruction of the events.
this
That's
specifically
long enough.
Sniper Wolf
Now
doesn't
then,
deserve
if
your
everyone would
attention.
lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lindy's
I really don't
perspective.
Sniper Wolf at all.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Oh yeah, I love funk. But do you really want funk at this point? Because we are watching Quest, right?
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Yeah, it's alright. I love funk music. I love
And there
funk
you have
music.
it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
No. Cute, depressed, any kind of depressed music is like really bad for me. I struggle with a little bit of depression myself, so I try to stay away as much from depressive stuff as I can. But I love cutesy music. I do sometimes use play those music as white noises. I play jazz music combined with rain ASMR a lot. And when I really want to get in the mood to do something, yes, I do play Smasher Ultra Funk a lot. I don't know. Bro, I'm not into UK drill that much. Dark Souls. Maybe we are not talking about the same depressing stuff. Music. Can you give me an example of what are you trying to say, cute depressing? Give me. Okay, you guys can send me examples. I'll see. Many claims to have heard the mystery voice with the chamber.
Seems this won't produce a particular... S-
I'm just gonna kick them out.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth. Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel.
Oh?
But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Oh, hello. Yo, oh, hi there, Unique Power, Pets Unique Power, how you doing? Ooh, thank you for the like. I appreciate it a lot. Hope you're having a good day.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Oh, wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
If I hear, give me a
If he
bit.
had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Copy. Ooh, we get a lot of clues. Irrelevant.
sure we don't need to give this more thought?
I'll check both of them.
Off here.
Give me a bit. I'm too focused on the whole story.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's something off here.
This is...
Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
This is the Hydra conquest.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Okay. Wait, what happened? Ooh, hello. Thank you for the follow, Zyla. Yeah, let me see. Although, oh, I call this nightcore music. This is nice. I like this. I like this. Dark Souls. I like this. I'm gonna end my stream after like 15 or 30 minutes because it is late. I wanna go to sleep early, wake up early. Hello, 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 Zyla. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day, good night.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would
we're
have been
not
able
doing
to tamper
subs,
with
it
the
seems.
equipment. Halsey is the missing person, and an ordinary. Could there have been a third person involved?
Hypothesis incorrect.
Halsey is the missing person. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
It's been good.
With
It's
the
been
equipment.
good. I'm just worried about the weather a little bit. But it's been good today. I even got a little bit of motivation to do some studies today. So I think today was a good day. I think today was a good day for me. Although I'll try to be more productive tomorrow. But what about you? How are you doing? How's your day going? And how's the weather there? It's been raining all day for like past 3 or 4 days.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
Oh, glad to hear that. I love rain. I love rain. Don't get me wrong. I love the weather that is happening right now. I love rain. I love cloudy weather. But the problem is that the weather, the rain is causing the cloud, the rain is currently causing floods on a lot of the areas. That is what's concerning to me.
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have... The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Right? I love rain. I especially really love taking an umbrella and just sitting, not sitting, standing, like at a corner of the road. Like specifically, my area is a residential area, so just stand at the corner of the road and like watch the rain and watch everything that's happening from afar.
The deceased's name is Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from...
I need to go where you at, Legend.
Linny was not in the tunnel.
Because it... Right? It's... I love the rain. But my problem is it gets like 40... actually no. I experienced up to 43, maybe 44 degrees of warm weather like last summer season, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Halsey's clothing was in... The sound we heard may have... Linny was not in the tunnel at the... It would have been tough for both...
Yeah. What's up with you and noodles, man?
The deceased's name is Halsey's clothing was in...
Yeah, go right ahead.
No one entered or left...
If it's not voice acting, I'm not. Yeah, tell me. Zalia, tell me what's going on.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
Okay.
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
It's my actual name.
Nice,
Actual
but the
nickname.
tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Ah, you're gonna make me blush, Dark Souls, if you call me
Where you
cute.
can just make a real live person disappear. You know,
Oh.
like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Zala, I know what you're about to say, so I'm gonna answer you beforehand. I'm a broke motherfucker that doesn't have any money. Even though if you might be a very good artist, which you are, I think. I can even see your portfolio, but the real problem is I don't have any money to give you. I don't have any way to compensate you. So yeah, don't bother with it. You're just wasting your time to try and sell me some sort of avatar or design. It's not gonna happen. Legend, I got my name Tutu from, like, it's my actual nickname, so it is what it is. A lot of people in my family calls me that. Dark Souls, Zyla is trying to sell artwork design to us.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera.
Thank you for
house than an
understanding.
awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. I
The
appreciate
deceased's
that a
name is
lot.
Cowell,
So,
Linny's
yeah.
assistant. He would... The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence.
My bro really wants them noodles. You know what, Dark Souls? I'll make you some noodles. Give me time, I'll make you some noodles. Not today, not tomorrow, but I'll make you some noodles someday.
If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the
Nah,
moment.
you want to try them Maggie noodles, okay? I know how to make Maggie
This
noodles.
is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're
Mega
talking
oop.
about two
What do you mean?
completely different
Mega oop.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there.
Bro, shut the fuck up, legend.
Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
I love my Maggie noodles, okay?
People really do come up with all sorts of hair-brained
Yeah, nah, man. We're not gonna take.
I see it.
We're gonna take that opinion lying down. Maggie noodles is awesome, okay?
Stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial
Yes, I
doesn't
would
indeed appear
agree.
to be
There
an
are
impasse,
better,
I believe
like
that additional evidence
pastas
may
and
help us
other
make more
stuff
progress.
like that we can
Guards,
make.
please
But
step
I
into the lounge
won't
and examine the
take.
personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
Nah, the way you said it, it
We
made
are
it
still
feel
examining the
like
items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone.
it made me feel
Discovered
like
several
that
test tubes of fluid within
you're-
Cowell's baggage, each labeled.
you're
separately.
like, what you call it,
The notebook
looking
in his
down on
backpack
Maggie
claims
noodles.
that these fluids
While
are
Maggie noodles is really good,
water
especially
from
if
the
you
primordial
add your own spice and stuff.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is
Oh,
empty.
okay. Just don't let me
The notes
catch you
also state that these
dissing Maggie
dissolution
noodles
properties work
again.
exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Oh? What?
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to help
Yeah,
water
Maggie's
sinks?
hello,
Was
Yunus.
targeting that girl.
Welcome to the stream.
Just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hood! That one didn't make sense
I
at all.
saw instant Maggie noodles, but not gonna lie, I rather have normal Maggie noodles than the instant one because the instant one kind of feels off.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Now it seems like the hook rope was not... The rope that held the water... The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
Yeah, his legend is stunning. Hello. Well, he lives in UK. There's a big difference in the whole what you call it.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. The rope that held the water tank up was lit. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The deceased's name is Cowell.
There you go, we got the clue.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his
Bro, I'm gonna start talking in Japanese if you guys don't
the metal
like
hook would retract gradually
pay attention to the story over here.
top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
He just grew up on UK.
Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower
I'm doing alright. How you doing? Oh,
with the remaining
thank you very much.
being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall
Bro.
on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Yeah, I should have guessed.
Well, how
you
wonderfully comedic to have your
you
own
watch
character
anime
attack
too, so
only to come back and wound you. Does this
I
not
guess you
clear all
should be like it should be normal that you know Japanese too.
Loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Nah, you wrote it right.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Okay.
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
But upon his return, in avarice,
like I said, you said that you know a little bit of Japanese too, so that's what I'm saying.
Ultimately, he knocked Cowell
I
out,
answered
and
that.
the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
Okay.
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Oh, bro, I am not even gonna try that. I'm not gonna try the whole translate. Like I don't know how to like do the Japanese writing things. I'm like kanji. I'm not good at kanji. Shit, get out now.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Just download the Japanese keyboard on Google Translate.
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
Bakayaro.
Why did this have to happen
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Okay, what's going on? What?
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
Nah,
Teach
you
to
didn't.
underestimate us three.
Oh, wait.
Where should I begin?
No, I don't know how to read Japanese.
I'm sorry.
I know how to
The
use
one who
Google
killed Powell.
Translate.
I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it.
Yeah,
but
it
then
is.
the
That
number
is
selector chose
Japanese.
me.
Just copy and paste it on Google Translate. You'll
He
see.
even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
That's alright, I
There was nowhere to
understand.
run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Legendary is always sus.
The strange sound. The flower vase.
Oh yeah, I'm too.
Lillian was a.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and
Yeah,
quickly
tell
away,
me, which
escaping.
trailer
She
do you wanna
changed her
see?
clothes
Okay. Let me bring it up.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Bro, what are you guys
Now
doing?
then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
I don't think I got the correct correct
Answer the
video.
question, Lady
Dark Souls.
Farina.
Can you find
Also,
me the
if I may
correct
add, the trial
trailer?
has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I
Okay,
meant
why
to
are you
think,
saying fuck
but
shit,
really,
legend?
could
What's
you at
going
least have
on?
left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full
Bro,
sequence
I
of
don't
events.
swing that way, legend.
The
Okay,
actual
that's
perpetrator
very
of the serial
sus.
disappearances, Cowell,
That's
selected
very
his next
sus.
victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
But he's guilty of a lot of other things, though.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Oh yeah,
Great
this is
work,
the one.
partners.
Yeah, I actually
Thank you all.
found the
Thank you
exact
so
same one,
much.
but I had to make sure. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not
Which
Linny,
fallen?
but you, yes?
The video
I'm
that you
sure
gave
you know
me,
what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless
I'm
you want to
gonna
earn
watch the
yourself a
video
one-way
as
ticket to
soon
Cool
as
Town.
like this whole
I was just following
conversation
orders.
ends.
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore,
Okay.
you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss
Bro,
discovered
this
that the water can
yapping
cause
been
people to
going
dissolve.
on for a
It can
while
also
now.
be
It's
made
been like
into a
2
potion,
hours
which, when
since this
extremely
whole
diluted,
yapping
can cause
been
people
going
to
on, and
experience
we didn't
unforgettable
like
exhilaration.
any pause
We've
in
been
the
in this
whole
business for a
gameplay.
while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Okay, we got like 20 minutes of 30 minutes of video that we went to see. Please stop. Please stop.
We're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right.
Right,
And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved
Bro,
to be
they've been yapping for like
could at
more
least stop
than
worrying about where our
1
next
hour
meal would come
maybe.
from for a time. But I didn't want my sister
It's like
to remain a street
watching
rat together with me forever.
interactive anime.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to
I
all
have
sorts
no
of banquets
idea.
to garner attention,
If I
which
like
he would then use to
get
expand
out of
his
this
social
right
circles.
now, I don't know where I'll be starting from. You know what? That is a good idea. Let's try that. We'll deal with it when we deal with it. For now, let's just
Took
get
a while
out of
for me to
this.
realize just how dark his heart really was.
Okay. There you go. Uh, let's see. Oh, yes. We... Nice. Oh, I wanna see that. What's going? You know what? We're gonna. Ah. Let's see this. That's not what we wanted to show. That's what we wanted to show. He's getting frustrated because the scammer is not. Ah, okay.
In fairness, this happens to me
Bible thump,
sometimes.
Bible
Yeah, I'm just
thump,
afraid
Bible
that he's
thump,
gonna
Bible
leave
thump, Bible thump.
because he's gonna be like, this code doesn't work. When in reality, he's just typing it in wrong.
Yeah, he got us incompetent scammer, it seems.
Yeah, I think he left the website already.
Ah. Alright, we gotta
Oh, you're so bad at typing the code. Holy crap.
Hi.
This he typed 0 again. Oh, it's so frustrating. And I can't change it now because he's already seen the picture. So it's like a lowercase o, and he's typing 0. And there's also a 0 in. Oh boy.
I need to get that thing where the chat is behind me.
Make it so he can copy paste? Well, that won't help because it's a picture. Can you manually approve it? That's interesting.
W raid.
So now he typed a lowercase o, but a 1 instead of an I.
Oh, yo! You just raided me.
What if we make it? What if we just make it optional?
Okay. It's been getting really late. It's like 12 p.m.
and start typing it.
And we need to watch some videos before we stop. Bro, I wanna see that too. Okay, let's see. What is this? Let's hope I don't get copyright strike.
Street life. I just pray that I make it home. I'm in the streets, roll with the heat, but I know the station's cold. Bando baking a place on no.
It's the same UK stuff, UK drill stuff. I'm glad that you like it, but it's not my thing. But it is good. It is good. Okay, let's see. Bro, I tried this game. This is.
It's lo-fi.
The Colossus still threatens us, and our enemies are plotting new strategies. Can Ingress ever find true peace? Has Corel really given up on the war?
Check some
To
subs
raid
if
the
you
Ancestors'
want.
facilities in Ingress and reclaim the outpost.
Nah.
Detecting this,
I'm
Ingress
checking something out.
dispatched a scout. That scout's name is Haley.
Bro.
Haley who rose from a supply soldier in the guerrilla unit to a legendary sniper, is now a newcomer in the Descendant Corps. Ruthlessly eliminating enemies with her anti-material sniper rifle, she dominates battles with her ability to drop her body temperature and emit cold air when her emotions run high. When shooting from a distance, her weapon's critical hit multiplier increases, making her an excellent fit for sniper rifles. She possesses sub-zero bullets that fire multiple shots in an instant, and a storm snare that pushes back and rapidly cools down enemies in front. Of arcade.
Yeah, I want to play this game, but my PC has trouble
They
playing
are
this
getting
game.
motivated from Staller. She got that cake.
This whole game is a copy of Destiny, Warframe, and Diablo mashed together. Alright? This is like the gameplay is alright, but I'm gonna say Warframe is a better game than this. But it is alright, it is something new, it is something shiny, and the character designs are, let's just say, as Legend said, everybody has that cake. Okay, main thing we wanna see. Let's see, what is this? Wait, is this the movie or the Chernobyl TV show? If it's the TV show, I seen the TV show. Good we did. Oh yes, I seen this. I seen this TV show.
To them, justice was done. See, a just world is a
I seen this. It was really heartbroken
There was
to
nothing sane about Chernobyl.
see everybody like going back into the
In terms of radiation,
reactor.
I'm told it's the equivalent of a chest X-ray.
No, Chernobyl is on fire.
Yeah, going back in there, like all the coal miner went back in there. It was
Penetrating everything in its
Check
path.
next fall in one video.
Metal, concrete, flesh.
It was
Now, Chernobyl
really.
holds over.
What happened there? What happened after? All of it.
Yeah, they had to get rid of the animals too, and some people do just like that.
Move to next.
Okay. Okay, I never seen this. What is this? Let me see. The fall of World War II.
I am getting scared too, lol.
Yeah, getting scared. Okay, let's see. What is this? What's
The average lifespan of an American is 80 years. And
That's
an
not
80-year-old today
scary.
was
Bro,
10
this is
when World War
7-year-old
II
video.
That's child play.
4 when it began.
You
This is-
rookies.
A soldier who saw battle would have to be in his late 80s at least today. Generals, political leaders, the decision makers of the war, few are still with us. And over the past few decades, we've seen authors and filmmakers rush to capture stories from survivors before this connection of memory is lost.
It's about the World War II.
This project is not about individual war stories, and it's not about survivors. We're going to tally
Okay,
up
what
the
is
tens
it
of millions
about?
of people whose lives were cut short by the war, and see how these numbers stack up to other wars in history, including trends in recent conflicts.
Okay. There are war going on
Counting
right
soldiers
now.
and civilians separately. Each of these figures represents 1,000 people who died.
I like the animations and drawings.
Civilians were of all walks of life,
Yep, the animations, like the
whereas
whole
military deaths
edited.
were almost entirely men. The average age was about 23.
The whole editing
In
style
most
is awesome.
battles, for every 1,000 soldiers killed, there are more than 1,000 who were injured. The word casualty can be confusing because in military speak, it often includes both deaths and injuries, and
Send
anything
me
else
this
that takes a
video
soldier out
too.
of service. Here, we're just counting the deaths. And
I'll
we'll
give
begin
the
with American
video to you guys after I'm done watching this.
over 400,000 died.
That's a lot of people.
Most of the deaths occurred in the European theater, fighting the Nazis. And about a quarter were in the Pacific, fighting the Japanese. When you put them on the timeline, you see that casualties were the heaviest at the end of the war. The war began on September 1st, 1939. But the US wasn't willing to join the fight until Pearl Harbor, 2 years
Yeah, they didn't really do anything
The
until
deaths
the
increased
Japanese
drastically on
bombed
D-Day,
their
when
harbor.
the Allies invaded Normandy. One of the most tragic moments of the war was on D-Day at Omaha Beach, where 2,500 Americans fell.
Yeah, a lot of movies was.
So about the same number of US soldiers died on this single beach landing as the entire
Kamikaze were
13
crazy.
years of the recent war in Afghanistan.
Both kamikaze and crazy.
The bloodiest battle in the Pacific was Okinawa, which lasted 82 days, during which 12,500 Americans died. About 5,000 of these deaths were at sea from kamikaze attacks. Now let's look at some other countries, starting with Europe. Germany started World War II when it invaded Poland. Poland ultimately lost 200,000 soldiers in the war.
Holy.
UK.
Most died after the invasion while the country was occupied by
Blitz.
Germany and the Soviet Union.
That is a lot.
Germany, meanwhile, lost just 16,000 in the invasion of Poland.
Wait, what?
The Nazis went on to invade and conquer other countries, including Denmark, Belgium, the Netherlands,
How?
France, Greece, and Yugoslavia.
Why?
France surrendered, but after losing 92,000 soldiers in the Battle of France.
They lost so many soldiers,
Over
and
200,000
Germany
ultimately
was
fell,
the invading,
which
so they
includes
should have
deaths in
lost
POW
more, right?
camps, French
I gotta.
colonies, and other fighting.
I'm not a history guy,
Yugoslavia
so I don't
suffered
know
almost
much
half a
of this
million
stuff.
military
I gotta
deaths.
learn, I
The
guess.
initial invasion brought relatively
I
few
gotta
casualties
learn.
on both sides. But the deaths mounted under Nazi occupation due to guerrilla fighting, civil conflict, and mass executions.
Okay, it's
Hitler for you.
interesting.
The Nazi invasions were swift, with relatively few German losses. Even the Nazi commanders expressed surprise at their success.
I'm surprised at
And
their
then we have the
success.
United Kingdom and the United States, who were not invaded but took the fight to the Nazis. Britain lost about the same number of soldiers as the US, which includes the
Just
British
wait
colonies.
for Russia.
Germany lost about 500,000 soldiers fighting the US and Britain. And what is known as
Ah,
the
there
Western
you
Front,
go. That's
which
what
took place in
happened.
France
Okay,
and Belgium.
okay. So they were the other countries didn't have
But most
like
Nazi
a
soldiers died
proper
on the Eastern Front.
proper.
Germany's unsuccessful invasion
Army.
of the Soviet
UK
Union.
fucked Germany.
The numbers.
Nah, dude, Russia fucked Germany a
The
lot.
most famous battle of the Eastern Front, and perhaps the turning point of the European war, was Stalingrad. The German 6th Army successfully took Stalingrad,
Bro,
then got surrounded
Russian
by the
did,
Soviets
like-
and cut off from food and ammunition.
Fucked up.
500,000
Fucked
Nazis
them
would
up.
ultimately die in
Russia's
Stalingrad.
fucked Germany up.
Another 100,000 were taken prisoner, of which 6,000 would ever return. POWs had a low survival rate throughout World War II, and it was particularly grim in the East. When you include these POWs, roughly the same number of Germans died in Stalingrad as all the Western Front fighting against France, the UK, and the US.
That's a very
Stalingrad
big.
was a victory for the Soviets. They suffered
In
almost
Russia, we
twice as
don't
many
go
losses
into
as
war.
Germany.
War comes to us. Russia even captured Berlin first.
Well,
The
that's
Soviet
a
Union
lot
would
of
eventually
body
defeat the
count.
once unstoppable German army, killing 2.3 million Nazi soldiers.
No wonder Russia's like this.
But winning the war came at a cost.
Yup, a lot. It just keeps going. It just keeps going, man. Whoosh. Russia did a lot. Just keeps going.
That's what she said.
Bro, shut up. We're watching something important. Just keeps going.
8.7 million is the official tally by the
Sorry.
Russian military. A hotly disputed
No,
number.
it's alright, it's alright.
Some studies have calculated as many as 14 million dead.
Holy shit!
To complete the count of European military deaths, we need to add German deaths from other fronts, including the North and Africa, as well as deaths from other Axis powers allied with the Nazis, Hungary, Romania, and Italy. When you put these European military deaths on the timeline, it looks like this. You can now interact with the chart to learn more. Pause the narration if you would like more time.
That is a lot of deaths.
And now we switch to civilian deaths in Europe.
So it seems like the war didn't even start properly until Russia got involved, or at least the
6
death
million
count.
Jewish people were killed in the
I
Holocaust.
guess. Yeah, that is.
If you separate this by
I
country,
just got a
you see
shiver
that
down
about
my
half,
spine.
2.7 million
Even
were Polish.
when he mentioned
700,000 were Soviets, followed by Hungary and 17 other countries. Broken down another way, about half of the 6 million were killed in the concentration camps. Over 1 million died in Auschwitz. Most were killed in the gas chambers.
1 million.
Others died from starvation, exhaustion, disease, and other forms of execution.
1 million in a
The second
camp.
most deadly camp
Bro,
was
I'm
Treblinka,
staggered by the
which was
editing.
exclusively an
It makes it
extermination
so
camp,
easy to
set up
understand.
to look like a train
Right?
station.
So you are not a history guy I need to explain.
Mobile killing groups killed 1.4 million Jews.
Bro, I'm over 1 million in a
Like
camp.
with the gas chambers, men were killed first to
Fuck,
reduce the risk
man.
of revolt.
Oh. This is just.
Actually, Germany did almost captured
The
Russia.
Holocaust also includes non-Jewish deaths. Between
And some
130,000
people out
and
there
500,000
actually
Roma,
thinks
then called
that
gypsies, were
Hitler
killed.
was
The
right.
numbers
Some
are disputed.
stupid shithead out there that
About
thinks
250,000 people were
Hitler
disability
was
killed.
right.
Homosexuals, Catholics, and other groups were also exterminated, but their numbers were relatively small. Some historians say that other civilian deaths should go under the label of Holocaust. About 2 million non-Jewish Poles were killed under German occupation, some of which were sent to the gas chambers at Auschwitz. When you combine civilian and military deaths, over 16% of the total Polish population died in World War II, which is the highest percentage of any country. But not the highest in total death count. The Soviet Union again tops
Well,
that
I
list,
am one of those
losing at
stupids.
least as many civilians as it did soldiers. Somewhere between
Bro,
10 and 20 million.
you are stupid if you think.
A particularly dark moment for the
Hitler
Soviet
was
Union
right.
was the siege of Leningrad, now St. Petersburg. German forces surrounded Leningrad before civilians could be evacuated. Supplies, including food, were cut off for 2.5 years.
This kind of massive killing.
1.5 million
Not
people
about
died
Holocaust.
as a result, mostly from starvation, mostly
Hitler was
civilians.
wrong in all levels.
Stalin's cruelty towards his own people is partly responsible for these numbers. He often didn't allow civilians to evacuate from cities, thinking it would cause the soldiers protecting them to fight harder. About 1 million civilians died in Stalin's own labor camps called
Shit.
Gulag.
Stalin isn't better better
country
either.
suffered civilian
Stalin
losses,
fucked up his
especially
own
countries who
country,
were
man.
invaded.
For
While
just
many died as a result
pride.
of so-called collateral damage, the biggest numbers occurred when it was no accident. Civilians were
But about
exterminated,
everything else.
purposely fired upon or bombed, used as human shields, or intentionally deprived of food.
What
The
the
intentional
fuck?
killing of civilians was done by most warring parties, including the United Kingdom and the United States. The United Kingdom was spared of a land invasion, but still lost 60,000 civilians, largely from German air raids or blitzes, often directed at civilian population centers. The UK did the same to German cities at a much greater magnitude, causing about 10 times the number of deaths. But most
So
German
these are
civilian
just
deaths came from the ground
casualties.
at the late stage of the war.
I said
When the
blitz.
Nazi regime collapsed,
Did you
civilians
think
living in
America
occupied
is
regions
innocent or
had to
UK
desperately
is
flee from the
innocent?
advancing
Nobody's
Soviet army.
innocent.
Rapes were widespread, and death estimates ranged from 600,000 to 3
That's just
million.
how war is. Nobody wants to be civilized.
Let's step back and see where we are with the totals. We just counted
22.
about 20 million civilian deaths in Europe. If you add this to the European military deaths we already covered, it brings us to over 40 million.
41 million.
Then we have the Asian theater. Here we see the vast majority of military deaths in Asia came from China and Japan.
Except Holocaust, I totally support Hitler.
On the civilian side, about
Yeah,
6 million
man,
deaths
you
from
are,
China,
I
Indonesia,
don't know.
Korea, Indochina, and the Philippines can be attributed to Japanese war crimes, which are sometimes compared to the Nazi
I gotta
atrocities
sit down
due to the
with
sheer
you,
scale of the cruelty.
Like, at least you. I don't
China
know.
had the second highest death count after the Soviet Union.
I don't agree
And like the
with you.
Soviets, the Chinese
don't agree
government
with you at
demonstrated
all.
a stunning willingness to sacrifice its own people. Chinese nationalists opened the dike at the Yellow River, hoping the flood would halt the Japanese advance. 500,000 Chinese civilians or more were killed.
See, over here, they killed their own people. Fuck. I know this is war and you gotta do like sacrifice something to win a war, but bro, this is depressing.
Which is 2 or 3 times the
GG.
number who died in all countries in the 2004 Asian tsunamis.
I hate this so much.
But the invasion of China only cost Japan 200,000 soldiers. Most were killed fighting the US and allies in the Pacific War. A significant portion of Japanese civilian deaths were caused by American firebombing and the 2 nuclear attacks. Contrary to official US statements, these airstrikes were directed at civilian populations, not military targets. When you add all the deaths outside Europe,
Okay, what did you think Germany did wrong?
US actually fired on civilians. I don't get it. I guess I'm like too innocent for this kind of stuff, I guess. Maybe I have no idea, but all these killings are just so stupid. So stupid. All because nobody like took the time to just understand each other.
it brings us to a grand total of 70 million for the war, give or take depending on who's counting and what civilian deaths get included.
Okay, what Germany did wrong? Germany did concentration camps, starting the whole war, and the Holocaust. Yeah, Germany did a lot wrong. Yes, the other countries did a lot wrong too, but Germany did a lot wrong too. I'm not gonna support her. Okay?
Killing Jews.
More people died in World War II than in any other war
I
in
said I
history.
don't support Holocaust.
For comparison, here are
I'm
20
not
or
gonna
so
have
of the very
this
worst wars and
conversation.
atrocities we have on record. Some of these are more of atrocities than wars, but we've seen how that distinction can get blurry. Some of these spanned across centuries. World War II had the highest body count, and it all happened in just 6 years. The world's population has grown significantly since the earliest atrocities on this list. If you want to compare them in terms of what percentage of the world died, we can adjust the chart to look like this. This rough
I
approximation
still don't
tells us
understand
there
why
may have
he
been more
killed Jews.
devastating wars before World War II, proportionally speaking.
Because he had it out for them, because something happened with his mother.
When we turn to post-war conflicts, it's hard to say anything that isn't controversial. But the data
He
shows
just
something quite
thought
extraordinary has
of
been
Jews
happening.
as like less than human beings.
In 1989, John Gaddis coined the phrase the long peace to identify the absence of conflict between the nuclear powers during the Cold War. 25 years later, the Cold War is over, and the term is still being used, although its meaning may have shifted. European countries have not fought each other, except for this 10-day war in 1956 when the Soviet Union invaded Hungary. When we look at European wars before World War II, it looks like this. They tend to be more frequent as you go back, though smaller in scale. And the largest 44 economies of the world have not battled each other since World War II. Rich countries have fought poorer countries, like the US versus Iraq. But rich countries have not fought other rich countries. Such a period of peace between the so-called great powers hasn't been seen since the Roman Empire. To many, peace is too strong of a word. Wars have occurred since World War II, and they
War
can be
is
grouped into these
happening
four
right now.
categories. We don't see colonial wars anymore. We've already noted that interstate wars between rich countries have not occurred at all. And here we see wars involving smaller economies have
pseudo-scientific
tapered off.
theory of purification
That
of
leaves
race
civil
where
wars of
Nordic
two
Aryans
types,
were at top
with
and
and
Jews were
without
at
farm
lowest.
intervention. And this is what these battle deaths look like alongside of World War II. More people died fighting in World War II than in all the wars since.
That
And again,
still
we can't
doesn't
forget about
justify
world
him
population, which has
for
almost
killing
tripled since
people.
World War II. If we scale these numbers to
he
show deaths
dragged
in
up his
proportion
own
to world
soldiers.
population, showing the likelihood that a person on Earth dies in battle, the downward trend becomes even more pronounced. Now, this isn't to infer anything about why this trend is occurring. That's a discussion
I'm not
for another
justifying
day.
it.
You can now interact with this chart to explore what
It's
conflicts
alright.
are behind the totals. Now, bear in mind, we're just looking at battle deaths here, not civilian deaths, but those too are in decline. Peace is a difficult thing to
I
measure.
am talking about politics.
It's a bit like counting the people who didn't die, in
Politics
wars that
is
never
shit,
happened.
man. Every
We give
politician
such
I've
importance to the
ever
word peace,
seen, like,
but we don't tend
it's
to notice it when
rarely,
it occurs.
very rare to
or
see
report on it.
a good politician. Most
Sometimes it
politicians
takes
are
reminding
just
ourselves of how
shit
terrible
and
war once was to see
uses
the
the
peace
word
that
for
is all
their,
around us.
yeah, for their own
Of
good.
course, this trend may not continue, and it's not clear how looking at these charts can help us make the right decisions to ensure that it does. But the longer the long peace grows, the more significant it becomes.
Like,
so if watching the news doesn't make us feel hopeful about where things are heading, watching the numbers might.
he got that right, I guess. Anybody that thinks that just because a person has
When
different
you
color,
read history, you should know history is written by winners.
anybody that, what you call it,
If you would like to support this project and encourage new episodes, please
Send me
follow
this
us using
video
one of the
link.
options below. And
anybody,
consider paying the suggested ticket.
bro, I'm so fucked up after watching that I can't make proper thoughts. Okay, what I'm trying to say that anybody that thinks just because somebody has different color skin or like different color eyes or uses different language or wear different clothes or
Imagine history is Nazis won the war.
like that, people that thinks like that, it's not a good human being. Okay, you gotta be compassionate toward each other. Yes, I understand that bad things happened to Hitler, but that doesn't mean you're gonna burn the whole world down. There's gotta be limit to everything. Okay? And just because somebody has different skin color, that doesn't mean that you're better than them or like worse than them. It's just different people comes from different circumstances. It is just what it is. Somebody, it's like RNG, you know, real life is a game, and
Holocaust is really terrifying.
like some people might have like spawned in a good area, good low level area, and some people might have spawned in a high level boss level area where they're gonna die in one strike. It's just how it is. You gotta be compassionate toward each other. Can't really like, I don't know. This video fucked me up bad. I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say it again. I hate Hitler, people like Hitler, and people like Stalin, and how the America bombed, targeted like innocent people where the innocents
Send
were.
me the video.
Stuff like that. I'll send you the video, legend. Just give me a bit. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you for the follows.
I don't Hitler don't wrong idea of me Bible thump 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 Bible thump.
It's alright, it's alright.
Asterisk get.
It's alright, Dark Souls. When we are growing up, we see a lot of things, we get influenced by a lot of things. It is good for you to learn a lot of things and grow up and just remember to be understanding of each other. All right, yes, there are times when you have to take up arms, but still before that happens, that's like the last resort. You gotta be understanding toward each other. Okay, yes, there are like people are like just evil or evil people out there, like what happened with Hamas.
I don't support the fact that Nazis were only war criminals.
Oh yeah, no, everybody did bad things during the World War II. Everybody did. As I'm saying, like how Hamas did those horrible things, but that wasn't like, that just didn't happen out of nowhere. There was a lot of things, like people were getting evicted out of their homes for no reason. They were taking their lands and other stuff. It just didn't happen out of nowhere. I don't support Hamas, but I know why that eventually happened. And I know still what's happening. I don't want to talk about this, man. I don't want to talk about this. This is stupid. I hope you guys the best. Everybody take care. Bye bye. Stay hydrated and make sure to tell your loved ones that you love them.
This video got us serious, man.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. We should have stayed with him. We should have just watched scammer get scammed.
Alright, ma'am. So after the very first letter P, there will be T. T as in tomatoes, not D. Alright? It will be T as in...
Good night.
Yes,
Take care.
PT.
See you on
Let
the
me
next
tell you.
stream.
Yeah,
Bye.
bro.
Bye-bye.
See you on the next
Fun
stream.
time is here.
Then
Yeah.
T as in tomatoes.
Legend, are you still streaming?
Alright?
Okay.
Now please let me know first, ma'am, what you have typed in so far.
Nah, you're not streaming.
Backwards now, going for a little reverse in the center of the T help.
Help, right. Dot T as in tomatoes, O as in Oscar,
Bye, man. See ya.
P as in
Yeah,
Peter.
if you wanna see something
Okay,
funny,
it's
go
just
to his
very
channel.
slow.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try and go to some sleep. You guys take care. Bye bye.
Alright.
I think it's loading.